Welcome to Chapter 4, where we are looking at the integration of Casambi networks with Adquio controllers. In this fourth chapter, we will see how to extract information from the Lithernet gateway that we configured in the previous chapter, and how to export all the information that this gateway provides us in a format that in the next chapter we will be able to use to select the desired information and send it accordingly. So, if you remember, in the previous chapter, we configured our Lithernet at the IP address 172.20.22, and the network card of this computer is set to an IP address in the 192.168.1x range. This is because the Lithernet, by default, was set to IP90, and we had set this laptop to 192.168.1.11. Alright, now what we are going to do is change that IP address and put it in the new range in which we have placed our Lithernet. Therefore, we will set it to 172.20.20x, any number that is not already used. So, for that, we go to the Control Panel, Network and Sharing Center, Change Adapter Settings. Select the adapter, click Properties. TCP IPv4 Properties. We are going to set a fixed IP and put the IP 172.20.23. The subnet mask is important. It must have 3 255s. If it has 2, it will not work. With this, it would be sufficient for now. Let's close all this and go to the browser we had opened here. Open a new tab and go to the IP of our Lithernet to check that we indeed have connectivity with it. 172.20.20.2. Indeed, we have connectivity, and as we can see, it is at the IP that we had configured and with the configuration we had set. Alright, then this part is done. Let's start by downloading the tool that allows us to do this work. Simply, we go to a browser and type Yabe. It's the first link. Get another Lithernet Explorer. Instead of downloading the default version, which would be the latest one it proposes, we recommend you go to Files and download version 1.2.1 because it is the one that gives the least problems according to our experience. Alright, we have it downloaded. We go to the folder where it was downloaded and simply double-click. It gives us the typical Windows security warnings. We install it in English, accept the license, and install it in the system's default folder. We ask it to put an icon on the desktop to make it easier to launch. Install. Alright, with this we already have it installed, and as you can see, it has already created the icon here and has already launched. We go to the green plus sign we have in the corner and set it to 172.20.20.3, the IP address of this computer that we have just configured in the previous step. We see that it is already starting to bring information. Furthermore, we click on the first node and see that this tree starts to fill up. It is bringing all the information from Lithernet. You will see something curious. If during this process you click on any of these elements, it will bring its real name. For now, it is only bringing the elements that exist, and here we have the devices we created earlier. If we open them, we will see that we have the 20 we had selected. Very well. So we don't need to click on all of them to open them, as it will do so automatically in the next step, which is simply to go to the Functions menu and export the file in CSV format. We will do this through this option. Export Device EDE File. We will call the file Lithernet01. Keep in mind that if we do this with different Lithernets, we must be very clear about which file corresponds to each one. In this case, we only have one, so we call it Lithernet01. If we have more, we could call them Lithernet U2, Lithernet U3, and so on. We save it, and we will see that this tree starts to flicker because now it is indeed bringing all the information from Lithernet for each of the devices in the tree. It has finished correctly, and now, if we look at the tree, you will see that it already has all the information clearly. It is displayed correctly. You see it has 10 scenes as we had selected, and up here we will have the groups, indeed, and 10 groups. So we have the file exported. We can close the Yabe tool and check the contents of this file. We will open it with a notepad and see that it is a comma-separated file, as we requested. Furthermore, we are not going to touch it because in the next chapter we need it to be exactly as it comes out of the tool. We have this step finished. In the next chapter, we will see how to take this file that we just exported from Yabe. With the tool we will indicate, generate another file that is already compatible with Adquio, containing only the strictly necessary information for the installation we are working on. All right, see you in the next chapter.